Okay, YouTubers and SS50 bus enthusiasts. We have something very special here today. I've been working on this for a few months now, on and off. Hold on. Excuse me. Bless me. All right. But as you can see, we have an ADM3A terminal hooked up to this AC-30 Cassette Interface and the Southwest Technical Products 6800 and a wonderful period Panasonic tape player. Looking at the back, you can see that the terminal is hooked up to the cassette interface, and the cassette interface is hooked up to the computer. Now I've done a fair amount of work getting this up and running, including some resoldering on the back plane. I built a cable to interface the cassette interface to the terminal, and also the terminal to the 6800. It turns out that you can actually use those cables interchangeably, which is pretty wonderful, and I can show you that in a minute. But what I really want to do today is load 8K Basic as it would have been loaded in 1977. This is my goal with all of my hobby projects in vintage computing, to run the computer as it would have been run in the day it was manufactured, or around the time it was manufactured. And ideally not to use any modern equipment to help it along. So I'm going to walk you through what's involved in getting this thing running 8K Basic. A wonderful thing that I found when I bought this computer up in New Hampshire, came with a box of things, including this tape, which, as you can imagine, is rather hard to find at this point, and I'll be making copies of. We're going to begin by, hold on, yeah, okay. We'll begin by turning on the cassette interface. You can see that the power light comes on here. And we're going to rewind our tape player. Maybe it may not need rewinding. Well, we'll start by turning on the terminal. Yeah, that should give us the power to the cassette. Stupid switching power strip. Okay. Still not there. Well, then we can at least do this. We'll go ahead and turn on the computer, and you can see that it's got the McBug prompt there. We'll rewind the tape if we can, which apparently can't. Now, why is that? Did I unplug this? What's going on here? Something's going on. One moment. You get so far with something like this. Try unplugging and replugging it. No. I know why. Got the remote plugged in. That's why. Turn it to manual, it should work. Right? Yeah, that's it. It's the remote. Duh. Okay. So we are rewinding. Okay. Tape is rewound. We've got the monitor. We're going to go ahead and type L over here. And we're going to press play on the tape. Now, in a moment, you'll see, flashing light here, showing that we have data going to the computer. And this will take a few minutes. and I'd love to tell you about this project while it is loading. Because while it does not look like it's doing anything, there's actually information going to the computer. So I had built a cable, a Molex to DB25 cable, you can see here, in order to interface the 6800 to a terminal. At the time I was just interested in connecting it to a modern PC, my laptop, using a USB to serial cable. But I knew that it would be a useful thing for me to have access to the computer via DB25, so I built this cable. And it turns out that you can actually use the DB25 to Molex cable that you'd use to connect to basically create a DB25 connector for an MPC or MPS card. Inside the AC-30 interface, there's actually a terminal plug that is identical, terminal output and input, it's identical to the one found on the MPC and MPS card. So it's actually fully compatible. So this project just came together in a wonderful way after making that cable and getting that working. And then, of course, this wonderful find of 8K Basic, a working tape of 8K Basic in the box in the basement really made it complete. Now, I probably could have found somebody who had a WAV file of that and then made my own tape, but this has definitely saved a lot of time. And it's pretty cool to see it running on the original hardware in original tape. Now it will bring up this prompt G, which is a run command, automatically after a little bit. You still want to wait though. Now I'm not sure if that applies to all versions of BASIC, but it does work with this side 1 binary version of 8K Basic that was distributed by SWTPC back in '77. Now I don't have this thing hooked up with the motor control, so when it's done loading, I'm going to have to press stop manually, and it might spit out some garbage on the terminal. You'll see it in a minute, just for a second. But if I press stop, that should go away. I can enter out of it. And that's not a big deal. It doesn't interfere with the operation. I picked up this computer in New Hampshire from a man who had built this kit, as a kit computer in '77. It was a gift from his parents. He was a teenager in high school, and his parents had wanted to buy him an instrument for him to learn, and he begged them, instead of getting him a musical instrument, if they would consider getting him a computing instrument. So they finally caved and bought him this kit. He says he spent, of course, probably hundreds of hours soldering it together. Given the amount of hours I spent soldering just to get this thing running again, I'm not surprised. A pretty amazing example of kit computing in the mid to late 70s. Just tuck this away. We're almost there. We'll know we're close when the light goes out here, and this goes back to the McBug prompt. This asterisk that you can see. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna press stop. You can see that we've got the prompt Now if I type MA048, it'll show me the what's in that. Let's see where we go ahead. We'll type in 01. I'm gonna point. Oops. Yeah. Nope. Sorry. Let's do it again. MA048 space 01 space 00. Now it's pointed in the right direction, and we can load the program we just. We can run the program we just loaded from tape. Ready? G. There we are. There's our basic prompt. Now just to demonstrate that basic is working, we're going to go ahead and use a print function. Do some math. And there you go. Now, of course, you can, now that you're in BASIC, you could write, load, save programs in BASIC and do all that BASIC enables you to do. This would have greatly expanded the possibilities for this machine, of course. And that is all for today, I think. Thank you to everyone who had helped me along on this journey. It's been a really fun one. And I'm just really glad to have this machine and take care of it for at least a few years. Thanks, YouTube.